Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man who suspects his girlfriend must be lying about her whereabouts. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. My 31 male girlfriend 28 of 4.5 years is unemployed and occasionally goes out on weeknights with her girlfriends in a major city. We've been dating 4.5 years and living together for 4. Her email alerts came through on our shared iPad, and I saw that she took an Uber ride. And it looks like she dropped her friends off as well because the Uber route passes their homes, and was dropped off outside of my apartment at 2 a.m. I received the alert afterward and became suspicious. I can use Find My Phone on our iPad, and I can see that her phone is close by, about 4 blocks away on the same street. Uber says she was dropped off here. Where I live, it's all dense apartments, and I can't just walk over there to see what's up. It's likely there are several apartments in the building where the GPS says she is, and the GPS could also be off by a building or two on either, say, front or back. I'm freaking out. I called and texted at 4:45 a.m. with no reply. I've called each of her girlfriends twice, and no one has picked up. I'm so worried. Is she okay? Is she cheating? Seriously guys, any advice right now would be really helpful to me. My heart is beating out of my chest. Do I call her more? Do I wait? Do I call the police? Update. Her friend just called, said she spent the night with her. This is a clear-cut lie. I'm getting off Reddit for a bit, but we'll update after we speak. I'm doing my best to be composed right now. Wish me luck. Update 2. This is insane. Her friend called me and said they stayed at the friend's apartment. Uber and iCloud say that's a lie. So I asked to speak with my girlfriend and was told she just left. So I called her phone and she did not pick up. I'm watching iCloud, the phone has not moved. I think her friends just nailed her coffin shut. In any case, coming from the friend's apartment, she can only come from 2 directions. The place where iCloud says she is in a different direction. When I see her start to move, I'm gonna wait outside, around the corner, and catch her walking back from an impossible direction based on the story she's going to try to sell me. Last update. My friend called me at 9 a.m. and sounded frantic. OMG, your girlfriend came back to my place last night and just fell asleep. We both got really drunk. So sorry that no one called or texted you. But I knew this was a lie because this friend's apartment is nowhere near the apartment 4 blocks up the road from me. I have no idea whose apartment this is. I said that's okay and asked to speak to my girlfriend but was told I couldn't because she just left. Typically, it should take about 20 minutes to get from friend's apartment to my apartment. More than an hour goes by and still no girlfriend. I decided to call her and I could hear that beep at the end of the ringtone signaling to me that she's on the other line with someone. I watched her on Find My iPhone leave the mystery apartment, stop on a street corner for about 15 minutes, then proceed to walk to a different route. What she was doing was buying some groceries. So when she finally did walk in at 10:15 a.m., her excuse was, "Sorry, the shuttle was super slow today, plus I stopped to get some fresh fruit." No apology or anything. She's acting like I'm a psychopath for caring where she had been all night, even though it's uncharacteristic for her to stay out all night. In fact, she usually calls or texts me when she's on her way home from the city. Okay, so we go inside and I say, "Tell me about your night." She goes, "We just went to the club, that's it." I asked if they stayed there all night and she told me that they stayed there pretty late. This is another lie. Uber says she was picked up at the club at 1:50 a.m. and clubs here close at 4 a.m. On a typical night, she'll come home between 3 or 4 a.m. So I ask if they went anywhere else. No, we were pretty drunk, so we went straight from the club to my friend's apartment. When I got there, I passed out on the couch. This makes absolutely no sense, because the Uber receipt states clearly that she was dropped off at my apartment. At this point, I say to her, "Are you sure that you're telling me everything?" And she gets heated. F you, I already have a father and overprotective brother. Why the F can't I just go out with my friends for one night without you all over my ass about it? Note, she goes out with her friends alone 2 or 3 nights a week, and I let that happen. It's not like she doesn't constantly go out with them. At this point, I tell her about the Uber ride receipt and show her screenshots of the Find My iPhone application. I showed her a journal of the things I attempted to do to get in touch with her and explained how worried I was. The response? F you. Why the F are you accusing me of shit? I constantly try to tag myself on Facebook and it shows up at the wrong location. My phone is all effed up anyway. I'm not lying, I went right to my friend's apartment. Okay, so why does Uber have confirmation that you were dropped off here? And this is where the story breaks apart. Well, we dropped all of the girls off at the apartment first, then Uber took me here. But I couldn't find the apartment keys anywhere, so rather than calling you and waking you up or ringing the buzzer to get in, I decided to just walk to my friend's apartment. Bullshit. She was in a simple club outfit with no jacket. It was literally 14 degrees last night. The streets and sidewalks here are literally sheets of ice. There's no way she walked a 35-minute walk at 2 a.m. in 6-inch heels in those conditions. Through the ghetto in 13 degrees. No chance. She tells me I'm an asshole and needs to believe her. She tells me she's telling the truth. She even says, check my phone. And miraculously, there's no call log of whoever she was speaking with from around 9:45 a.m. when I tried calling. And there's a full text combo of her speaking with her friend about how they spent the night at friends' apartments. Mind you, these texts are all sent during the time period where I see her on Find My iPhone and leave the apartment and hang out on a random corner. These girls were straight plotting. So I calmly told her that I'm not buying it and that I'm ending the relationship immediately. I packed a large bag in front of her with my clothing and laptop, etc., and I'm leaving within the next half hour. She's basically pretending this isn't happening. She's acting cool about it. She's just saying in a normal speaking voice, well, if this is what you want to do, I won't stop you. So that's that. I think that she thinks I'm going to bish out at the last moment and stay. I think that she thinks she can push the limits and win. I'm not wrong, right? If Find My iPhone says you're up the block, don't tell me you stayed a 10-minute car ride away. The GPS is not inaccurate. This is effing reliable science. I don't know what will happen to me from here on out. I've got a 6-month expensive gym membership I need to deal with. We had a mountain trip and a Florida trip planned within the next 30 days. Plus, all of our friends overlap. In any case, I don't know if she cheated. But I'm 99.999% certain that she stayed somewhere else and is actively trying to cover it up. She's actually trying to place blame on me for being possessive. I was called a psycho and a stalker. And she's acting like it doesn't even matter if I leave. F this, I'm out. If you've got any criticism or kind words for me as I start my new life, please comment. I'll come back on once I get to my parents' house later this afternoon. My plan is to live there until I can figure out new living accommodations. Finally, thank you all for the advice and tremendous amount of support this AM. I was in a really bad place and don't know what I would have done without subreddit relationships. I felt like I was having a panic attack. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. OP, it sounds like this relationship was unhealthy anyway, so it's good it's ending. I'm sorry you're not getting any closure on the cheating thing, but stay strong and move on. There are other women out there who will respect your time, energy, and love. Find those women and involve yourself with them. Good luck. The next few weeks are going to be hard, but the logistics will work out. They always do, and time will make it all hurt less too. Now for some comments. If she really wasn't up to anything, she wouldn't have gotten mad and defensive when you asked her if she was really telling you the whole story. If she thinks this is you being too possessive, then she should be happy the relationship's over, because now she's free to go find someone else who is less overprotective. You made the right call. Proud of you. I've been following your story since 15 minutes after you posted. I have a cold that was keeping me awake. I think you made the right choice. Trips can be canceled, memberships can be canceled. I know there's fees, but most places will work with you. It's worth your dignity. You don't deserve to be put in any kind of position that she put you through last night. She's playing you and playing games. She obviously has no respect for you. She didn't even take your breakup seriously. Just go. If she can't understand your concerns and doesn't seem to care anyway, what's left for you there? All this that happened is just icing on the cake. Repeatedly punching you in the face every now and then should be enough on its own. Don't use things like gym membership, shared friends, and a lease to keep you in an abusive situation. Go now while the emotion is still raw enough to push you out the door. Then go no contact unless it's essential to tie up financial loose ends. Story 2. Doctors and physicians' assistants have an oath to ethical treatment and professionalism. I, 37 male, met my doctor, 43 female, in March. She examined me, checked my balls, and had a nice conversation. She's attractive. Her profile popped up on Facebook. Her FB account uses her work email. Odd when you think about it, so I friended her. She accepted. Thus began a 3-week Facebook flirtation. Inappropriate chats, sexual innuendo. FYI, I'm married, as is she. Me 8 years, her 20 years, and 3 kids. We decided to meet for coffee. Physical attraction ensues. A kiss, more kisses. A month of sneaking out from work to meet up. Of love notes and whispered phone calls, of hot and heavy encounters in her car. Then her husband finds out. The husband who cheated on me 7 years ago. With a coworker. Left her and their 3 little kids for a month until guilt brought him back. He demands she never see me again. Do we listen? Nope. We continue to sneak around, lamenting the end that was inevitable. Our affair could not continue, and hopefully would die down before my wife found out. 2 weeks later, my wife found the burner phone I had been using. She calls my mistress. The mistress says that I'm a great guy with lots of potential and that she hopes we make it. Me and the mistress swear to each of our spouses that it's over, but we need one more reunion. An hour slips into 2. Kisses, passion, rolling around the ground on the hiking trail. We say our final goodbyes. I leave for a business trip. I came back 2 weeks later, lamenting the end. At dinner with my wife, a text appears. When is it going to stop? You're an asshole. Wife sees it. Hell ensues. Fast forward 2 months to today. Haven't reached out to my mistress. Did run into her by accident, say to her at an intersection we were going the same way. She was with her kids. I made eye contact. Next day, saintly husband, the cheater, threatens me physically via voicemail. I'm separated from my wife, mistress still enjoying the trappings and lifestyle of her 2-doctor household. My question is, feeling as though I was played a fool by this woman wanting to get even with her husband for his affair, should I turn her into the medical board to report violations of ethics? Docs can't F their patients. Am I playing with fire? Should I let this affair die and vanish into the ether? OP, she decides to work on her marriage and you want to end her career? You can't take rejection from your mistress? You're a terrible human being, not a good person who has made bad decisions, but a legit bad person. The fact that you're entertaining such a notion proves it. And I would bet anything that you'll go through with it because that's just how small and petty a person you are. Thank goodness your wife had enough sense to leave you. One can only hope her resolve doesn't falter. Now for some comments. She sounds like a GP, you twit. She's not a psychiatrist. She didn't manipulate you through your vulnerabilities. The oath doctors take needs to cover all situations, but this is not what it was intended to protect patients from. This is entirely your fault. You approached her. Yes, she was wrong, but you knew it was wrong, but you continued. While she might have wanted revenge, you are just an asshole. You sound like you're proud of what you did. Honestly, I'm glad you're separating. She deserves better because you don't treat her with respect. You approached her first on FB, dude. If you hadn't done that, it would most likely not amount to seeing her outside of appointments. You both chose to go into this affair for your own reasons. Did your wife cheat on you, so that's why you did it? No, then why she went into it isn't relevant either, except that you decided to cheat on your spouses. Just because hers hasn't blown up, and I'm pretty sure their home life isn't as cheery as you think, doesn't matter. You dug your grave, and now lie in it. And come on, dude. Can't blame the guy for wanting to get physical. You'd probably do the same if your wife was effing around. You're 37. You should be old enough to take responsibility. Just remember that if your wife hadn't left you, you probably wouldn't want to go to the med board about this. And she found out because you left your phone around where she'll find it. You had your second chance with your wife, and you blew it, man.